Hello everyone and welcome to the Path of Defiance event here in Real Racing 3. We're trying to win the Mazda 787b, or Mazda if you have issues. Yeah, it should be called a Path of Glitchiness really. There's a couple of weird things go on in this event, but we'll get to that as we get to it. So first up, easy start, just a head-to-head. We're going to fast forward through a lot of this because these events at the beginning are really, really easy. Unfortunately, in terms of bot management, they're making you win. Right from the get-go, you're going to be winning a head-to-head race here. So, yeah, that doesn't really help bot management too much later on, having wins early. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, this car in the game, yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking online, the car is slow. This car, it will not do 350 k's an hour without a lot of upgrades. So, yeah, but that's kind of accurate to real life. The car wasn't fast. We're making a video about the myth of the Mazda 787b. Yeah, you can catch that on the channel. Maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, at the end I was waiting for Zoe just to catch up, just a little bit, as much bot management as you can possibly do. You have to win, but just win by a little bit. So next one, I had to pick an autocross, just pick one. I just picked the first one and yeah, off we went. Pretty simple. But yeah, in the end, yeah, it's a bit of a tricky car to drive. These older sort of sports cars they're not the grippiest of things. The car's not necessarily very quick, but it doesn't have very good brakes either. So, yeah, it can be a bit of a handful sometimes. But, in the beginning here, not really. You can see it's going through a chicane, it's sliding like that. But, we've got plenty of time to do this autocross. So again, slow down. We're going to be winning, but try not to win by much. I won that by a few tenths of a second. Or maybe even just 1/10. Right, and then just one more to go. And they give you a bit of a history here of Mazda, the different Mazdas at Le Mans. You can read that and you can see Mazda weren't really very good at Le Mans, at World Endurance Racing in the 80s. It's also a bit of a myth that this rotary engine, it was banned after the 1991 season, but not because it was dominant and powerful, no. It was just the organizers were, the FIA I guess, were just standardizing things, and they wanted everybody to have sort of the same kind of engines, and the rotary engines didn't fit that mold, so yeah. It was outlawed in a way, but not because you can't use that engine because it's just the best and it's better than anybody else's. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't like sometimes inventions come along in Formula One that get banned and like that. The most recent one was that was it the DAS in 2020? Was it? Mercedes had that. They could adjust the camber of the wheels by moving the steering wheel backwards and forwards. That was banned, and a few other things that are just cheating from McLaren, like a DRS on the McLaren when the wings not supposed to be open and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think the DAS was a sort of the last technical thing that was kind of outlawed. Anyway, that's stage one, and not much to see there in terms of rewards. Wow. I think the rewards, I think Slingshot fiddled with the rewards. I don't think you get the same amount of gold as you did 8 years ago when this event first ran. Remember, this is a flashback, so This is an event that already existed in the game. It was 8 years ago, I think. And yeah, they've just added it as a flashback. So if you didn't do it then, you can do it now. If you did it then, you can do it again because you've forgotten it. So, but I've got a sneaky feeling they do this sometimes with the flashbacks. They nerf the rewards because they're bastages. Anyways, we're at Suzuka here, and we're doing, again, these first races, just pretty simple. Autocross race, taking it easy. You can see when you get here and you've got 13 seconds to get around a hairpin. I mean, it's, wow. You know, it's not, then you know, this is not going to be too difficult. So, there we go, again, did it with a few tenths to spare. I'm still just trying to, whatever bot management you can do, just try. So I'm winning, but not by much. And now I have to do a speed record, so just pick one. I think I chose the West Circuit here. You can choose between the East Circuit and West Circuit. I went with the West Circuit, I think. Yeah, well, I clearly did. I don't know why, I just pressed a button, honestly. And again, you can see the record here, speed record here. No upgrades on the car, by the way. Not even the $R upgrades are on the car. So, in fact, I think for this first 3 stages, I got through it without any upgrades. So 270 kilometers an hour without upgrades. Yeah, that's, you know, that's pushing it. You know, we do need a nice big long straight to get up to 270 in this car. Whereas the other cars of this era, the Sauber Mercedes C11 and the Jags that were racing around, and the Peugeots of this era had no problem with 270. You can see we're struggling here at 250. And yeah, you get that 272 just before you know, go off the track. Because yeah, so that is slow, but I mean it is accurate. This car was not the quickest. It's certainly the most reliable, and that's what won at Le Mans in '91. But that is the only thing it ever won. And it won it on reliability, not speed. Right, so now we have to worry about no off-track. Well, you can get off-track for 3 seconds. And no collisions, so no damage. Don't try and bash Zoe out of the race. And she's a girl, don't be nasty. There we go. I'll just round the outside, at turn 1, and yeah, off we go. And then, yeah, I'll just try and keep it nice and neat and tidy through here. It's not difficult because, you know, you can see Zoe's slow. I'm really not pushing hard at all over here, really not. And 2 laps of Suzuka, just without pushing, keeping Zoe 50-60 meters behind. But by the time you hit the straights, you can see you just motor away. Look at that, 90 meters now. So we're going to fast forward that, or maybe just cut to the finish. There we go, easy peasy. Nice little cruise around. And then, yeah, this, that was the end of stage 2, and rewards. Wow, 3 gold. Oh dear, yeah. It makes it seem like just not worth it. But haven't spent gold yet, but we will have to. This car is slow. Right, now we're up against the Porsches of 1985, the 962s, which was certainly better than any Mazda ever. And we got a bunch of old Porsches first, but we have to catch the 962 and overtake that one. So that's, I think that was Magnus right at the end. So we're going to fast forward again. As we just make our way through this, you can go off track, so you can take the shortcuts and things. I didn't know how good Magnus was going to be, so I didn't know if I was going to catch him or not, so I was taking shortcuts and skipping, and these Porsches get in the way, and they are seriously slow. And I was trying to see like, oh, what Porsche is that? Some Porsche 911. They all look the same. GT whatever, GT2, GT3, it all looks the same. So eventually you caught up to some Porsches that look different. You can actually say, hey, there's a 918, or there's a Carrera GT. I think we're going fast forward now, so I can't really see. There's some 911. There's that looked like something else. Didn't quite see it. It's very fast. But I don't want to bore you with 4 laps of the long circuit. So yeah, we're fast forwarding, but I'll show you just how I got through here. These guys are fighting. This guy was lapping that previous Porsche. You can tell because his name comes up, and look at the other guys, their name doesn't come up. So we're lapping traffic. So that gave me a bit of hope that, like, that'll make Magnus slow, or whoever's at the front. I think it was Magnus, but that'll make the leader slow. And so I'm in 4th place now, and here's Fritjof, what a name that is. And he's in a 918. So that puts us up into 3rd. I think the next one was the 918 Spider, if I remember correctly. Bjorn. Yeah, we're catching up to Bjorn here at the hairpin. And he is in the 918 Spider by the looks of things. What really would have helped in this as well, I've got to say, if you're going to put top speed challenges that are impossible, like they did later on, the drafting would have helped if Slingshot could have added that, but they're far too lazy for that. Here's Magnus and the Porsche 962. So I'm following him. I'm just following him. I got a feeling that when I overtake Magnus, the race ends. As I almost overtook him there. He got all backed up by the traffic here. So I didn't want to end the race early. I want this race to go on as long as possible. That's part of like the bot management and the bot slowing. I could have overtaken him at the end of lap 3 and won the race with a lap to spare. That's not great. Don't want to do that. The game will think I'm super, super good and make things super, super difficult. You see, this is real time now. You see how slowly Magnus is going through there. It's always new, no matter what happens, I can shortcut over here and overtake Magnus at the last corner, but I didn't even need to. I did anyway, just because of getting in the way. The traffic and everything going so slow. Right, so that was that race. So now we have to be hitting average speed, which is 136 kilometers an hour, and no off track for more than 2 seconds. So, and slower Porsches. So try and make your way through them as quickly as possible, because they'll get in your way and slow you down. And that you don't want. We got to keep our average speed up. It's not difficult to keep up that average speed. There's a lot of nice straights here on the Porsche test track, even though it is the short course. We've got 3 laps though, so again, not too difficult. So I'm barely below average speed. Now I'm on average speed through the chicane here. You can go out here, that's not off track. Neither is all that tarmac to the right as well, that's also not off track. This corner, the car holds quite nicely through it. You can set yourself up, just go straight through the chicane. I'll hit the brakes because of traffic, and it didn't really matter because I'm now well above the average speed. And we're coming up to the end of lap 1, chasing down Merle. There's Merle. I don't know, if your name's Merle, I'm sorry, but it's like, that's like granddad's name, you know? Grandpa Merle. Yeah. Some of these bot names, well, I suppose it's better than some of the TSM multiplayer names these people come up with in this game. Oh, I've seen some weird ones. Right, so not much happening here. We're just going should fast forward this race too. Right, there we go. So eventually got it done. And yeah, next, this is the last one in stage 3. Now, this is interesting. We have to overtake 9 opponents. And so this is where I put on odd other upgrades, because I'm not great at this track. And I was shortcutting like crazy because, yeah, I'm just not great at this track. I don't like it that much. It's really, it's fine for time trials and things like that, but for racing, it's just narrow and you can't really overtake, and it's very difficult. And this big long section where all the cars are basically as fast as each other. There's fast corners. There's no corners where you can really gain. This is one of them. You can see Percy getting really in the way. The other one is the carousel. But like this whole section here, you don't really gain anything. So here we are in the carousel. We get past Charlotte there. But you see again the carousel, that's where you can gain. These slow corners are so, it's like, please end corner. And do this little kind of corkscrew, you can gain there. But I'm skipping out that part of the track there just to try and get ahead, because it's so difficult to, I would still be behind that guy all this way. So the race is kind of like 4 laps long actually, because you start so far back away from the start line on lap 0. So we're only just starting lap 2 now. But, again, we're trying to make inroads here on Emma. These bots are not the ones I'm really concerned about. It's first place that is, while you're busy dawdling around these corners and fiddling with these bots, the first place is pulling away, so that's why I'm shortcutting and I'm pushing really hard and losing it there, overtaking off the track because you kind of have to, and then running wide. I was pushing it and this car was becoming a bit of a handful we're at the limit. So yeah, but there we go, I overtook 9 times. That's what I was doing. I was letting Emma through and back past, and because I didn't want to finish higher than 4th place. Didn't have to, so that's what I was doing there. I was messing around with Emma, letting her back through so I could get my 9 overtakes in. So there we go. I let her back through and overtook her again and just let her back through. That worked, so I didn't have to go any further. It was like a test. I remember now, it's coming back to me. I tested it out with Emma, it worked, so I just let her through, overtook her, let her through. And yeah, got my 9 overtakes in, and I'm still going to be able to finish off the podium. That's the important thing. In terms of like the bot slowing and the bot management, don't finish on the podium. That helps a lot. It will make future events a little bit easier because the bots won't be super fast. And then towards the end here, just slowing down because, yeah, I don't want to win by a massive margin away from Emma as well. So 38 meters or so, that's good. Right, and that would be that for stage 1. We will get collecting our minuscule rewards. There we go, another 3 gold, wow. Okay, and that's the first 3 stages. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good time all the time. Until then, guys, cheers.